Can I take advantage of this one? Can I take advantage of this one? Somebody's done this one before. Somebody's done this one before where they've taken the mask and they've done this and that. Got your mask on, but feels good. Can't breathe. You're in a store. The double mask effect, right? You follow me? Put on the mask. You put it here, the bottom of the lip. Take the top mask, put it over your nose. It doesn't go in your eye. Top of your lip. So you're in the store like this, and you're able to breathe. Okay, not my idea. Many little tricks. I just did a video. I'm trying to clean up my desk. I haven't been feeling well for the past 6 or 8 months. I went to see a naturopath, and somehow, wow, I feel much better. Although there's a few things that are still altered in my mind because of things that went on in my personal life, which now that I'm live, you know. Apple cider vinegar, aloe vera, chlorophyll, and a few other tricks of the trade. This one was really cool. It's called Tear. And whatever it is, it seemed to have worked, but maybe it didn't. But for me, it worked. It's amazing. Different person. What I want to go on about right now, and this is live. Should I erase it because of what I just said? Should I hide and not tell the truth about my life and who am I? The alphabet. Where are the 2 dots in the alphabet? One of the dots comes above the small I, and one of the dots comes above the small j. Capitalize everything. Capitalize everything. In the last video, and I'm not sure if I left this out, and I'm not really proud of my last video, I left out the, I like to call the washing machine. The washing machine is called le lavoir. I like to say lavette. And the vet means the veterinarian, or to reset the animal kingdom. On the last day, we reset the animal kingdom, and they gave it a different kind of sound. And the sound came through the alphabet and the pulling of the vocal cords of the human that came from the animal instincts that the humans no longer have because they have big mouths. The back and forth rotation, which gets stopped. See the little nut? It gets stopped. So we only get to run 2 full seasons. And in these 2 full seasons, we have alternate seasons that seem to come about by the equator, all run by a single solstice disk into the zodiac, trying to put together how the whole planetary system was created. First, there was Darwin and the Big Bang, and then everything is natural. Natural and ever-changing. Ever-changing? If it's ever-changing, is it natural? But it's not ever-changing. Or because of the short times of our lives, or our life and my life. But it seems like through history, what has changed? What do we know that has changed? What books have we actually seen that has made the change? So I like to call this the Levet Zodiac Astrology Retrograde Mutable Crosses that come in 1, 2, 3, 4 different seasons. 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and 3 months for the 3 parts or 3 quarters that show up on a whole disc. And I don't need the in-between each one, creating my natural 6 to the 1 dot that if I would put a light through it, I'd only get a 7. Only natural 7. The 77 that is natural is the 7 empty spaces here, that if you should create a design around these 7 empty spaces, and let me do this in front of you, that if I create a design in between the 1 to 2, the 4, the 5, the 2, and from the 5 over to the 8, over to the 9, over to the 6 and back, would create me this 82 cycle, in which wouldn't be the same as the cycle that was here, because this would be the 8. So you have 8, and then you have your 80. 80 and 21, 1281. So what does it say? What is it telling us? I don't know. I have to go deep. I'm only one mind. There are many minds out here. So how can I think? Nouns, verbs, adjectives, pronouns, person, place, or thing. Common opposites, antonyms of the vocabulary. Do they tell a story? Do they tell a story? Before, backwards, and after. Is it straight before? Is it big? Is it little? Is it to blame or to borrow? Can you read? I'm going to try and read these words. I see I can't slow it down. I can't see it. What is bad? What is end? What is worse? What is bitter or sweet? But let me do it this way. What is bad and good before and after? What is straight? We can praise or blame. We can lend or borrow, to the limited, to the dull, and destroy, to rebuild. To the end of the worst of the bitter, to be blessed at the bottom of the top. What is to be brighten or to fade? For the beautiful and the ugly, from below and above. What is better and worse? Do not be bold or bound to be brave. Let's be broad on the narrow road. Let's be calm and cheerful. Let us be not clumsy on the go. Let's keep it warm and compulsory. To the careless and the fearless, the careful and the clear, to be close, to be afar, not to get too cold when it's always hot. These are all the words that are opposites of each other. They seem, if you just rhyme them in their own A, B category, and C category, they seem to tell their own story. They're telling their own story. We have one watcher, or is that an interchanging watcher? I don't know. I'm not going to save this from my last video. I wanted to talk about this. This is a Mayan setup. And if you can take a look at it, where number 1 shows up, 1 divided by 7, 2 divided by 7, 3 divided by 7, 4 divided by 7 will give you all these numbers. And if you notice, you always have the 1, 4, 2, 8, 5. Whoop, is that the one I'm looking at? Here, I was talking about up here. Well, you'll always have the 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. They're also dividable by 3. The 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7 divided by 3 equals always going to give you a perfect number. And if I remember correctly, 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7 divided by 9 equals, no, 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. So it's always divisible by 3s. And then there's the other side, the 7, 6. I don't have the paper here. I didn't want to come out and do it this way. I wanted to have the answer. I really didn't want to come out here live. The 7, 6, this one over here, okay, also has a perfect division to it. This is, if you notice the dark black lines, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 areas over here. And over here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 7 and 13, and this is for the Mayan months. And for how their cycles work in each month, and dividables by 7s and by 3s, telling us an alternative story to their system. When was the Mayan system created? Who came up with these numbers? If we can go back in time and find out how all this appeared, we can understand and connect this to the system that runs right now of our planet. I'm trying to figure out which other way to go. I'm not sure if we spoke about this in a previous video, okay, where everything seems to be 37 and 39, 30 and 7, 7 and 32, 39, 32 and 5, 37, 5 and 34, 39, 34 and 3, 37, 3 and 36, 39, 36 and 1, 37, 24 and 13, 37, 24 and 15, 39, 15 and 22, 39, and it's all 37, 39. 39 representing Saturn, representing rotation, 37 representing the alternate current to the sun. Is that like a magnet system? Because alternate current and magnets, one is what is pulling the electricity? What pulls? If you pick up the phone, are you pulling the line in or something being pushed to you? Is it because the line is off? You start to pull what's at the other end? I call them the Rice system. The Rice system. Let me go through one more of these. First, I'll show it to you if you can snap the screen. Let's go to number H and I and do this together. If you want to snap your screen. Right, print screen. We're going to do H and I because I can't see it. Right, I really would like to see it, so maybe I should put it in the photocopy so I can do this with you. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Copy scan. Start. Okay, I did it. If we went to H over here, we have happy and sad, harmful and harmless. Am I happy and harmless? Is it a light and cowardly hero to help the cold? Is it easy and mild to hinder the low and dishonest to be proud? Are you soft with your hate? Are you in hell or in heaven to be here on the heel to the horizon? Is it high or is it low to hinder the harsh and the mild of the light and the cowardlessly that can hinder the help? Immensely to immerse and include, to inhale, to be stupid about the interesting or the dull, to be interested or boring of the internal, important, trivial, to decrease in the inner of the outer, of the international, accidental, interior or exterior, of the intelligence, of the interesting or dull, inferior or superior to our health and well-being. This is what happens when we look at the opposites, and it tells me a whole story. I don't see any likes here. I don't see any comments. This is not all about me. This is all about what I see and what we all can see, and then what we can believe as the truth and the honesty and the reality of the difference and the understanding of creation from Darwin and the psychology of all these instrumental people that have played big roles in our lives over the history of time, that has been written in books and been put into our minds of the way we should see things, the way we now do see things because of what others have said. I wanted to throw some of these things out, and I have thrown some of these things out. Just give me a second. I was told this should not be, I should not try and make it interesting in my videos as to ramble on and say absolutely nothing and go nowhere. Here is the letter I. Here's the letter I. It's also the letter H, which creates the U. At the same time, it creates C, and C is command and create of the Christ. 33, the word mass. M19, A1, MAS 19, 13, and 1. The crossing of the CC is the O, the water, the chicken, because the creation of COC says cock, and that means rooster. O, the letter O, also means water in French. EAU, it is 3 vowels. The French have something that is very interesting to me, and it is two words. There's probably more words, but the 2 major words is yes and water. Water is EAU 5, 1, and 21, which to me is Mars and Earth creation. And the word we, which is the O, which is all around the number 1, which is the word we, which also has the U, which is number 21, which is a multiple and a numeric play of 7 times 3, 7 plus 3 will create the 10, which will eventually 10 turns into 7 as a passage, and 7 times 3 is 21, so we're back to 37. And the numeric value of 37 comes to Nibiru, the word Nibiru, or in Beirut, or roots, or where we have been rooted. Maybe that's why everything seems to go back to Beirut. For some reason, I don't know. And by the bay window, is there a window in Beirut somewhere in the sky, down below the earth? If you go below the earth, on what angle do you go, and what end do you come out, and where do you reach? Where do you go to? I am here because I believe that what I do, or what you do, or what anybody does, that whoever is out there doing whatever they do, sharing what their thoughts are and what their visions are, that will open up our minds, that will open an alternate gateway only through our own minds. Just like you see me now, and I have my camera on me, and you got this great big screen, you get to see everything, and this tiny little eye is sending out the whatever I speak. And what I believe, okay, and you can believe it too, but the minute it goes onto the internet, if it's hacked, or it doesn't even have to be hacked, because I'm sharing it all, whatever I say, so anybody can pick up this information and alternate even my voice. They can alternate my voice. They can alternate the words I speak. I've said so many words on here that a good system can just change any words I say. So I'm never sure if what's getting out will actually come in the same words that I am delivering to the camera in front of me. So I would save my own personal videos, so that way, if it does ever get changed, well, I have the reality. Nothing can be proven unless you're actually standing next to me. And then again, so this is all created, this box over here is all created by the letter H and I, because it's the same letters. I don't know if I want to save that. I had another piece I wanted to speak about. Not really sure where it is. Everything's at that number 3. Number 3 is amazing. Number 3 seems to split up 1/2 and 1/4. What's in between 1/2 and number 1/4? Number 3. Everything divided by 3. 5 times, and 2 and 5. 2 and 5 are also very special. Anything you divide by 5 can be put back together with number 2. For example, 5 divided by 3. Well, I don't know if you, hold on a second. Let's do it this way. 5 divided by 3 equals 1. Hold on a second. That's not what it is. 3 divided by 5 equals, did I do that right? 3 divided by 5 equals 6. No, I didn't do that right. 5 divided by 3 equals, 3 divided by 5 equals 6. 3 divided by 5 equals 6. Times 2 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3 again. So 5 times 6 is 30. So the number is 6 we want. 30. 2 times 30 is 60. 6 plus 0 is 6 again. So 2 and 5 bring everything back together. It's just that the decimal has moved over. Not really sure where I'm going, because when I look at the screen, when I go live, this is opposite to me, so I can't see what's going on. Number 19, representation of the alternate current. Number 13 and number 19 come together. That's the male. This also creates the gold. It also creates the moon. It also creates the spirit of 76. So it's 19. The moon is creating the half-life. Then we have Venus. 3 times 27. Is that what I have? 3 times 27 is 81. So 27 and 27 creates 54, and that's the numeric value for the sun. And then 3 times 27 is 81, and that's Venus. Now, the thing about this and all of these is 3 times 1 is 3, and 9. So right away, we are inside Saturn, because 93 creates Saturn's sky. And funny, we were at 1939 on the video. I always have somebody watching me, somebody that never says anything. So it's either a bot, could be a real person, We don't know what it is, but I don't think a bot would have to show up as a person unless they have no choice. 3 times 27, which actually is creating Win a Big Red Sun of the fleshy robotic, which is us. Nibiru is known as the red sun, or we can also go to what is the red planet, things that are red. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 sevens are 77, which is Christ or Jesus Christ, the cycle that runs through the moon. We have 54. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 7 is 14 is 5. We have the reverse of this number. We have 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 7 is 63 or 36. And that will come again to the value of Christ, because 7 times 7, 49. 7 and 7 is 14. 14 and 49 equals to that 63. And that creates the I and the R, or the resident angel, and the passing of that little dot. The I with the little dot, or the capital I, hovering over 2 sides, living on the cross of I am. Then we come to number 28, cycle in the moon. 28 and 28 is 56, which is also a representative of the numeric value 3. 3 is a representative value of the student. Where do I get that? Because in the game of craps, when they roll the dice, they always say yo, élève, which means Earth, Mars, and student. Élève in French is a short term for saying élève is a student in French, or élève means for the light to wake up. For the light to wake up. So when we go 3 by 28, 3 by 2 is 6, 3 by 8 is 24, we have 66. And now this is now passing through the city. So how I represent and understand the city when it comes to the human, it means the city is all our chakras and the body, and we pass through the city. And highway codes, and I like to play US and Canada because I know it in North America. I have not gone to down to Mexico or North America, down where Mexico is, because I see Canada, I see Quebec, the French, I see Spanish or the Spanish language, and the US highways and the Canadian highways, casino games, the deck of cards, the alphabet, the English language as person, place, and things, the verbs, the adverbs, etc., telling us this alternate story in creation. The same way you can follow the stars and the seasons or the weather patterns, I do this with games. And since I'm alone and I tried to make this a little bit too entertaining, and because I don't understand it all myself, sometimes it seems like Irishkeit. There's just so many things, so many little things that are out there. But let's just finish with, so that's 66. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 12, 21. The command and the creation of the Christ inside of who we are. 29 is the birth. I do not have this. I do have the 29 here, representation of 2 worlds, Venus, also the blue world, 5 by 8, 40 equaling to blue, and 5 and 8, 13 equaling to the male and alternate current. The female is the FE added on, just like the woman is the WO, both added on to male and man. And I have to go deep into that to try and really understand what those differences are. And for me to understand what the differences could be is to understand all the opposites of these words. We have 3 letters here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Day and night. Night is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. Day is 3 letters. So they're both in opposites of each other. They both have an in-between. The A is the in-between of the 3-letter word. NIGHT. The G is the in-between of the 4-letter word. Each one letter gets a value of the letter itself or the reverse alphabet, which is number 27. Why? Because 1 to 26 alphabet. 26 to 1 and 26 equals 27. So that's where I get that reality. But it also changes because 2 times 6, 2 plus 6. And then if I went to the 14th letter, the reverse of that is the 13th letter. So it'll be 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals to the sun. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals the DC alternate, the DC current, eventually creating the spirit passing through the moon. 3857, right, passing through the moon in creation. And then we use the vibration 2, 3, and 4. We multiply it 2, 3, and 4. I'm not sure where you jumped in, if you're understanding where I'm going with this. I like to multiply things by 2, 3, 4. That's are vibration. 2, 3, 4 has an opposite. 8 and 2, 7 and 3, 6 and 4. Those are the opposites. Anything after 5, okay, becomes the half-life part because of what the dice cube tells me, where this 1 dot is in between the 6 dot, and the 6 dot shows 2 dots in between. For measurement, this is where I use measurement in here, where I only need the 4 corners to understand my greatest distances. I don't need the in-between. Those are the half-life, and that's why I call them the half-life. 6 and 1 is the only 7. Every other side is 5. Have I mixed everybody up or just some of you? There's only 2 here, so I would be half the difference. So we all spoke about it, what the dark and the light. The dark, the light, the dead and alive. It's so shallow that I hope to discourage what is downward. It could be dull, but don't dry it up and don't bring it up to disappear, to reappear, and bring on the supplies that increase in the nighttime. For that, when we are alive or are we dead, in the shallow hope or the brightness to be definite, to decline in the dreary, cheerful dusk of the dawn. So all these seem to tell your own riddle and rhyme. If you just jumped in here, I'm at 3. Am I getting entertainment? We're not looking for entertainment. We're looking to wake up our minds, bring a little truth. We haven't spoken about Monday. We haven't spoken about Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or the fried egg day or the Saturn day where everything turns into the sun. Day is number 30. And every word, even though there's a numeric value, okay, every numeric value changes because number 1 is included in other numbers, and we no longer need number 1 anymore because number 1 appears in number 3. Number 3 appears in number 9. Number 3 appears in number 5. Number 1 appears in number 5. So now you're going to ask me, why does 1 appear in number 5? Because take a good look at this over here. You see it? See the 1 dot in the center? I don't need the corners. It appears over here, which is the opposite of this, which is the half-life. Which it doesn't appear over here, but is the half-life of the number 3, which is opposite of the number 4. Coming of the singular moon inside the 2 moons of Mars in rotation. I got a lot of garbage. Whatever happens on this planet, if you don't think it can be corrected as to cleansing the air, cleansing our water, cleansing all these things, Darwin's theory of creation, Jong, and all the smartest people in the world. I don't even want to get into that. I'm not even sure where we're going with this. Earth's value is 25, which is a quarter and 1 quarter turn. I'm just going all over the place. I don't know if we spoke about an alternate language. So we're all over the place. Or how about the months in numeric value? So I touch everything, and I've gone absolutely nowhere in this video. Am I happy with this video? Not really. I wanted to speak about this a little bit more. This is what intrigued me to bring everything on. The 7 and the 13, totaling 20 for the 20 times 18 days are 360 days a year. And 5.25 days added on for the star system. What happens is the center opens up. The minute you open the center up, right, you bring everything together, and it's completely closed. Hold on, let me do this. I'm going to draw this. Let me show you. Let me show you drawing this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Well, let me draw this. What happens? Okay. 90, 90, 90, 90, 360. Now we bring them all together. And when we bring them together, this area over here spreads them apart. Instead of them coming together, hold on a second, let me try and do this again. We can bring them together this way, and then we can create 360, or we can bring them together this way. And this one in the center, and all of these will create my 4 times, 4 times, I'm just trying to figure out, sorry, let's not do it that way. Let's do it this way. See, by putting this in the center, separating everything, we end up with the extra 5.25 days. We bring them together this way, okay, by going around and coming back to summer, we end up with the 360 days. So the spreading of them apart brings on the extra days, or the separating of these. Anyways, Raphael, 30 minutes gone. I want to thank you for watching. What I'm not sure is of this video, are these 1, 2, 3? Is that the way it is? Which way should I, bring this together to create summer, winter? And then all of a sudden you have 4, but now you have 8, just automatically 4 equals 8 because of separation. And now, did we have 8? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had 4 one way, and we had 8 when we inverted them the other way. So which way we go? But here, 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 here. Should we go here, here, and here back? I don't know. That's it. Thank you for watching this video.